Hi, this is Dan Sullivan. I'd like to welcome you to the Multiplier Mindset Podcast. Today's success story, this is a free zone transformation story. And in Strategic Coach, the free zone is a special place that really successful entrepreneurs can get to where they feel very confident about collaborating with competitors. He's in a business, and it's a very, very large property management business, especially as it regards Christmas trees. Very, very large office complexes. They have their Christmas decorations really first class. Everything is well done. First of all, he's born into Strategic Coach, and we have a growing number of new clients to Strategic Coach who actually their parents were in Strategic Coach because we're into our fourth decade now of Strategic Coach. So it's really interesting to see the younger entrepreneurs coming along, and they've been with Strategic Coach since they were 5 years old. But he came into Coach, and so a lot of it was second nature to him. So he moved ahead very, very quickly, especially in terms of handling the time with free days, focus days, buffer days, and having personal time with his family in a way that he had never done, taking trips with his family, not just days, but weeks. And it was very good. But he said the biggest thing that's happening to him right now is that he's looking at all areas of his business and seeing where the competition is and where he feels that a particular project is not really appropriate for him. He'll call a competitor and say, could you do this job? It's a very good client, and I'd appreciate you if you could handle this because I'm just not in a position to handle this right now. And you do good work, and I trust you to do good work. So he not only includes his competitors on his projects and his future growth, but he also lets his clients know that he's actually doing this, that he's bringing in competitors. This is a hugely positive experience for everyone. He said, if I wasn't in Coach and I didn't understand my unique ability and I didn't understand unique ability teamwork, and I didn't have a self-managing company, I could never conceive of myself before that, of ever sharing my future progress with my competitors and having them come in and be part of my team. So it's just a marvelously good story. And it's so appropriate for the world that we're living in right now that once you say anybody could be my collaborator, okay, and I'm comfortable enough with the cash flow for my company, I have total cash confidence with my company that I can spread the opportunity among other people who I know are good.
My name is Ryan Lermitte, and I'm the owner of Umbrella Property Services. We're a contract maintenance company. We do cleaning and Christmas lights. And I'm in my third-ish year, I think going into my fourth technically, of Strategic Coach. I have like a lifetime planner from when I was like 13 years old or 12 years old. My dad used to come home after being a coach, and he'd sit us boys down. I'm the eldest of three boys, and we would do lifetime planner. Like the things that I thought of back in the day were pretty fun. I have such limited time, but at the same time, Coach is designed to help us carve out time so that we can focus on our business. And then what I love about Coach is it helps me focus on my life, my personal side of life, because I very much could be a workaholic. I borderline it already. And it has allowed me to take vacations that I have really enjoyed with my family. I'm going to Disneyland next week with my family in the busiest time of my year. I don't know how it's going to happen and how it's going to work out, but my time in Coach has allowed me to really figure out how to do those kind of things. So yeah, that's what I love about it. The operating systems that Coach has helped us define in our business has been really helpful, and setting plans and also just taking a chance and knowing that things don't always work out, but generally they do. I did a 5-week trip to Mexico this year. I never would have expected to do that, especially as an entrepreneur where your business is oftentimes tied to you personally. I did it, I took the chance, and stuff happened. But guess what? The business operated fine while I was away, and we were rolling when I got back. So yeah. And it gives people an opportunity to step up. And by honestly, just like leaving, sometimes it allows them to step up and it empowers them. And those that really want to make an action, do it. And that's great to see. I come here every quarter because it is a rejuvenating experience for me. Sometimes I come to coach and I'm just overwhelmed with work and I struggle to even take my mind off of work. But then by coming here, it forces me to take even, honestly, some days it's like an hour is all I really end up focusing on out of my business because I'm so drained in the business. But that hour is critical. An example of that was last year, I ended up doing the program that we did the previous quarter. I ended up doing the homework for it in that quarter, like that workshop. And I ended up creating the names for all of our products and services in a workshop that was like the wrong workshop. I don't know, it took me like a quarter to saturate and then spit it all out. And what I love about that is that there is a bit of flexibility where Russell is not just like, hey, why aren't you doing today's homework? It's allowed us to look differently at the business and how we interact with our staff, how we interact with our clients, even our competition. I work really closely with some of my competition and collaborate with them and say, like, this week I gave a $6,000 job to a friend who is technically competition, but I couldn't service that client to the need that I do. So I just asked him to do it. It was like no sweat. And here we are having a win-win-win because I'm happy because I can't produce the work. It's now being produced. My friend's happy because he's getting his guys' work, and the client's happy because the work's done. Like, that's huge. Before coach, I wouldn't have seen that. Would have been like, no, you're my competitor. Like, I'll figure out a way to do it. But it's way less stress to just collaborate. So no competition, that's a tricky one. It puts you in a different place because you just don't think of it that way ever. Like, it's hard to just consider that there's no other competition, but you can get there. I don't know the answer to that yet. I'm working hard for it, but it's an exciting venture. It is so impactful to me, my wife, my family. Like, again, the vacations that I've done and the things that I've even done with staff where I don't believe we would have been able to see that lens. I wouldn't have been able to see the opportunity that we could have done with our staff, certain events, and just like empowering people is so good. And the time that you can focus on making your business better without you there is so important because no one wants to be a slave to their business.
Who do you want to be a hero to? In other words, you want to be a hero to your clients. So what you're doing is that you're not thinking about yourself so much here. You're thinking about your clients and saying, I do something really special, really unique for my clients, but who else can help me with that? People from within the same industry, people from outside the industry. And the whole point is, are they the type of person who will also create value for your clients? So I think the answer is the way you set up collaboration is not about you, and it's not about who the other person is in the collaboration. It's who receives the value at the client level. So you're being a hero to your client. And then you can only do it with clients who have really big visions for themselves. And this is where we have things like the DOS question. What do they aspire to that's much bigger than the work that you've been doing for them? So you can't do it with the same work that you're already doing. You do it with much bigger work because the client has bigger aspirations that require more talent, require more specialized capabilities, and you're bringing that to bear, but you're the one doing it. So even though you're sharing the work, the client knows that you're the leader of this. The client knows that you're the designer of this larger teamwork that is supporting their larger goals. So that's the whole trick for understanding how you can actually collaborate.